My name's Josh Dueck. I'm on the Canadian ski team, recently competed at the Paralympics in Whistler, and that's pretty much what I do. Somebody dubbed me the other day a purveyor of positivity, and I thought that was the greatest compliment I could be given. On this particular day, it was a nice sunny day. It was soft and slushy out. I realized that 3/4 of the way up the in-run wasn't going to be fast enough, so I went back up to the very top and rehearsed the front flip that I was going to do in front of the kids and told them how to do it. And as I started coming down the in-run, I realized the top part of the in-run felt a little bit faster, and I was like, oh. Assuming that the middle part of the in-run and the bottom would be slow, I held on to that speed, and as I came into the bottom of the in-run and I started hitting the transition to the jump, I had this sinking feeling that this was a bad idea. I was like, oh. Split-second decision-making at 60 kilometers an hour, my ego overrides that intuition. I blast off the end of the jump. I lay out the front flip. I'm like, uh-oh, and I know this is going to be trouble, and I over-rotated the somersault, dropped from like 100 feet, hit the ground super hard, and when I regained consciousness, my story was being told by the looks in those kids' eyes. They knew that something terrible had happened, and they saw the way I landed, and the rest is history. I remember it was in that 24-hour window of waiting that Dr. Kwan introduced himself to me, and I was actually, I think, a little bit surprised at first, because he's young and he's hip, and he was down to earth. He was quite grounded in his approach and just the way he was chatting with me. And the thought process must be an assistant or one of the helpers here or whatever. And then when he really started to elaborate that he was the neurosurgeon, he was going to be performing on all that, I was like, what? And I can't express my appreciation for that, because he just put me at ease with his general demeanor and made me quite comfortable, and then explained things quite clearly in a language that I can understand, because I'm sure there's all this technical jargon that he could have explained it in, but he just kept it real, kept it down to earth, and I'm sure that's who he is, but he also had a very good ability to connect to who I am. One thing that I'm really keen on doing, I mentioned that a reason that I've been able to enjoy the successes that I have and do the things that I do and effectively live my dream is because of that support network around me. And not everybody has that, right? I'm pretty lucky that I've got some good friends and good support. So one thing that I really enjoy doing, and it's a mandate in my life, whenever I'm in Vancouver, I make a point of stopping either at VGH or up at GF Strong. And with the rapport that I built with Dr. Kwan and a variety of the other specialists, they're quick to give me a call if they can see somebody that I would have a good ability to relate to. And more than anything, I would encourage them, just as anybody else, able-bodied, disabled, to live the dream, live your dream, find what you're passionate about, do it, live it, and your soul will come to life. And when that happens, you're going to make a profound impact on everybody around you. And it doesn't matter if you're pushing a wheelchair around or you're fully able-bodied, there's no difference. And if I can instill that message, and it's not my message, it's a universal lesson that I've just happened to pick up along the way and consider myself a conduit to share that with those people. And it's going to take a community of people to offer, whether it's their time and energy or whatever kind of gift they can afford to give, to create a better environment, because you never know when you're going to be visiting a hospital. It could be a parent, it could be a child, it could be your best friend, it could be me. And if the resources are in place, you can take pride in the fact that you've helped create that, and it just makes a better community.
My name is Brian Kwan. I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon here at Vancouver General Hospital and a neuroscientist at the International Collaboration on Repair Discoveries. Well, when somebody sustains a spinal cord injury like Josh did, it's a major trauma to their body. And so there's a whole team of people that helps in the acute sort of stabilization and resuscitation and trying to do everything possible at the early stages to maximize his chance of regaining function. And then, we took him to surgery quite quickly after his injury to get his spine stabilized, because we want to try to get individuals like him up in bed as soon as possible, so that we minimize the amount of time they're kind of just having to lay flat in bed. So once we get their spine stabilized, we can mobilize them, and that's good for their general physiology, minimizes their chances of pneumonias. once we managed the spine fracture, the team of nurses, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, respiratory therapists, the level of expertise in amongst the allied health care here at VGH, specifically related to spinal cord injuries, is really phenomenal, and I think really sets VGH apart from probably most of the hospitals in Canada, let alone British Columbia. And then because Josh, is such a healthy guy, and I think he recovered from the acute surgical aspects of his care very quickly, and moved on to his rehabilitation at GF Strong. And with him, I think he had a pretty clear idea of what he kind of wanted to get achieved and what he needed to do to kind of get going with the rest of his life very quickly. So, but the rehabilitation services at GF Strong are really outstanding, and the level of expertise there, again, and specifically related to patients with spinal cord injuries, is really phenomenal, and is really a great resource for patients that are injured in British Columbia. Well, I think in today's environment, it's maybe more important than ever to have the support of donors to provide for really the additional level of care and the additional level of expertise that really VGH is all about. VGH accepts the most complex patients from around the province. We accept the most complex trauma from any hospital. We have an absolute no refusal policy for any spinal cord injured patient anywhere in the province. We want them to come to VGH. And with that responsibility, we want to make sure that patients are getting that really world-class level of care. And this is where I think it is so critical for us to have the support of donors that can help us get to that additional top level of care for our patients.
You gave me a little phone call and just let me know that there was a time and a place, and it would be a good idea for me to come down to Vancouver and meet a young guy that had a similar lifestyle and could probably benefit from some of the things that I've learned. Step one is getting you in a bucket, teaching you how to shred.
Yeah.
Do you ski?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. All right, I'm up for that challenge.
That's a handshake.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. No, that'd be fun. Yeah. We'll have to do it sometime up here on the mountains.
We've got this on video, Bri.
No, I guess so.
We are going to do it. I've said that before. Yeah, we'll have to try that sometime, sure.
Yeah.
No, but it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to pick up with the right guidance, and I'll make sure that we've got a lot of people there to videotape it so we have it on, to make sure that it's a good experience.
Quan, hey, he's got no balance at all.
It's totally good, and it's just like skiing.
Yeah.
It really is. You use the same ski that anybody else would use, and whether we do it here on the coast or we come into the interior and ride at my home mountain, Silver Star.
Oh, that'd be good.
Choices are plentiful.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Are you kidding me?
That would be good. That'd be great.
That'd be fun.
That would be.
Yeah.